The next area is the task planner. This tool allows us to create tasks that will launch with a certain frequency automatically and take a screenshot and store it in the meter's internal memory. You can set up as many tasks as you want. You only need to define when the task will start, when it will end up, and with which frequency you want the screenshots to be taken. The USB area will let us activate or deactivate the USB 2.0 port. The next area is the configuration area for the GPS receiver, which you get only if you have the drive test upgrade, which is an optional feature. In order to be able to access to that area, we will need to insert the GPS receiver. Now that we have plugged the GPS receiver to the meter, we can see that the option, the configuration area for the GPS is available. We can get it, we can enter into it, and here we are shown a map where we can see all the different GPS satellites that are visible by the GPS receiver, and in a different color we can see which ones we are locked to. The next area is the Wi-Fi dongle configuration area. Similarly, we need to plug the Wi-Fi dongle in order to access to the configuration area. So we unplug the GPS receiver and we will plug the Wi-Fi dongle. Now, this configuration area is available to us. And here we can do two different things. We can manually edit the IP address, subnet mask, and gateway IP address of the meter when connecting to that Wi-Fi network, or we can activate the DHCP server, the DHCP protocol, so that all this information is assigned automatically by the DHCP server in that Wi-Fi network. The next area is the optical area. Here we find the built-in optical power meter in the analyzer. By default, this is a non-selective optical power meter, but we can offer you an optional upgrade that allows you to convert this OPM to a selective optical power meter in three wavelengths, in 1310, 1490, and 1550 nanometers. Let's insert some optical signal into the meter. This optical signal is coming from a laser source. We will activate the OPM, and now we can see a bar showing us the optical power received and its numerical value. Next, we can see the antenna configuration area. The information that we see in this settings menu is different depending on whether we are in the terrestrial band or in satellite band. In terrestrial band, we find a menu in order to adjust what is the impedance of the antenna that we are plugging to the meter, 50 ohms or 75 ohms, and as well another menu that allows us to select an antenna profile and activate the field strength meter mode in the analyzer. By default, there are only two antenna profiles loaded into the instrument, which correspond to the two antennas that we market at PROMAX, the AM030, which is a master aerial dipole antenna, and the AM060, which is an omnidirectional antenna meant to carry out drive tests. You can create, if you use a different antenna, you can create your own antenna profile, load it with the information of the K factor, the correction, for the different frequencies where this antenna is operating, and then take that file, this antenna profile, and load it into the instrument so that you can see it in this menu. Once you see it in this menu, you can choose it, and every single measurement that you take will be corrected with the key information, the key factor information that you loaded into that antenna profile. On the other hand, if we are in satellite band, what we see in the antenna menu is different. We can still edit the impedance value for the LNB that we are receiving the signal feed from, but the rest of the menu is different. First, we can adjust whether the LNB is working in KU-KA band or C band. We can adjust as well the low and high local oscillator frequencies for that LNB. And in the last part of the menu, we can activate the usage of specific protocols to communicate with third-party devices. For example, we can activate DISEC commands, we can activate the usage of the protocol SAT-CR, and very soon you will see another menu here to activate the usage of JES protocol. So in the case of JES and SAT-CR, if you activate the usage of the protocol, you will see that there's now a wheel icon appearing on the right. If we press on that icon, a window will pop up where we can edit all the different parameters related to the usage of that protocol. However, in the case of DISEC, once we activate DISEC commands, we will find the DISEC commands in the tunings menu. Over here. Let me deactivate DISEC and move on to the next menu, the LNB supply menu. Here again, the options that we see in this menu are different depending on whether we are working in terrestrial band or in satellite band. First of all, we need to activate or deactivate the usage of external supply through the RF input. In terrestrial band, we can supply 5 volts, 12 volts, and 24 volts. And in satellite band, we can supply 5 volts, 13, 15, 18, and of course the 22 kilohertz for controlling the LNB's band and polarity. And another important point of this menu is that you can see at any moment the consumption of the third-party device when we are supplying power to it.